Erica Prinzo. I am your child's English 200 teacher this year, along with my co-teacher, Ms. Catherine Driscoll, who is currently the maternity leave replacement for Ms. Alexandra Torres. Here you can see our contact information. If you ever need to speak to either of us, my email is eprinzo@rutherfordschools.org. Ms. Driscoll is kdriscoll@rutherfordschools.org. And Ms. Torres, when she returns, atorres2@rutherfordschools.org. A little background about myself. I am a graduate of Ramapo College of New Jersey. I have my bachelor's in literature. This is currently my fourth year at Rutherford High School. I am the advisor of the RHI newspaper, which is fully online, and you can view it at rhsnews.org. We are still uploading things for this year, so we're just getting started. But in about a month, we should totally be up and running with a lot of new articles. If you care to look, or if you would encourage your child to join, I'm also the co-advisor of the Unified Club with Ms. Lancaster. So again, if you're looking to get your child involved in extracurricular activities, these are two really great ones, and they're also very accommodating for social distancing. So also I have here that for the RHI, every year I offer extra credit opportunities if my students write articles for the website, and they can choose to go totally anonymous, but I drop, depending on the quarter, I'll drop their lowest quiz grade or their lowest test grade. In this case, maybe their class participation grade, just something that would help their grade a little bit. And it also kind of helps their writing in the process. A little bit about my educational philosophy would be that I encourage risk-taking and creativity, not just answering questions at the end of a reading, but also kind of creating things and thinking outside the box. Also, big ideas. So when we read The Crucible, it's not just about the Salem witch trials, but also about people, about human behavior. And I'll also usually give them supplemental reading having to do with how these things have to do with today, or the society we live in today. And also practical skills. So I believe that students should also learn how to write emails and how to communicate effectively and do things not just school related or just that are just reserved for school. So we do work on those things in class as well. The curriculum that we are working with this year, it's mostly American literature. So we do have Macbeth in there, which we usually end the year with because it's very dramatic and the students really love it. We also have The Crucible by Arthur Miller, which is what we are starting the year with, which is about the Salem witch trials. We have The Great Gatsby, the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties. The students really love that one. We also have Of Mice and Men and August Wilson's Fences. So very diverse, different time periods. And the students tend to gravitate toward the Great Gatsby, but we try to have fun in all the units. I also have this little note here. If you would like your student to have their own copy of the book, I often recommend that they try to obtain like a used copy or something where they can annotate and they can like highlight and take notes. That was something that as a student I always it helped me. So if you would like your student to have their own copy of the book, I don't care what edition it is, I highly encourage it. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, just remind them to ask ahead of time. I mean, you can go ahead and order the books whenever you want, but I'll let them know as soon as I can when we're going to start a new book so that they can obtain it as soon as possible. Simple procedures that we go through this year. So we have Google Classroom where all our assignments are posted, all the test dates, all the due dates are on there. It also correlates with the homework site. The homework site is all the calendars for Google Classroom, so you can see the due dates that are coming up. And you as a parent, if you'd like to join Google Classroom, just let me know and I can invite you to our class. Or you can follow along on the homework site, which is, it will show you the due dates. But Google Classroom, of course, you'll see a lot more of the directions and things that the students see. So totally up to you if you'd like to join that. Late work policy is 1 day absence in school. They will have an additional day to make it up. So if they're out for 2 days, then they have 2 days to make it up. Of course, with the pandemic going on, there could be extenuating circumstances. So, just be in touch with guidance and with me, and we can work on an extension, on a case-by-case basis, whether it's health-related or something else. Also, class participation. It is recorded every day, but I only put it in the classroom, in PowerSchool once a week. So, every day, the students are expected to have everything with them, fully charged Chromebook, and of course to be actively participating, not to be on their phones, not to have their head down, and things like that. And this does go for the students on Zoom as well. So as long as the students are alert and they're prepared, then they should get an easy 100 every week for that class participation grade. Extra help, I'm available in room 205 after school. But if the students, for some reason, can't come after school in person, I'm also available on Zoom after 1:18 until 3 o'clock. So they can Zoom with me at any time in the afternoon. Often it's one-on-one. So if they have a question, it could be quick, or we could spend quite a few minutes on something, or retaking an assessment, whatever it is. Just encourage them to meet with me in the afternoon. Also, NHS tutoring, it's usually in the Learning Commons in person, but I believe right now they are all virtual. So the students also have the opportunity to talk with someone from the National Honor Society and Zoom with another peer rather than with me or another teacher. So that's something they could take advantage of too in the future. Just a simple little slide here about online etiquette. So now that we're moving into the fully virtual or fully remote or half remote model, hybrid model, it's important to note the changes that have been made. So the students in my class, I ask them to sign in manually on Google Classroom. So they write that they're here, whether they're in person or at home. So it's the same every day. We don't Zoom every day, but we Zoom most days. So students, I expect them to check the daily assignment that was posted on Classroom, where I wrote whether we're Zooming or not. So they should know to do that. And attendance is taken every time we're on Zoom. And the students' cameras must be on in order to be counted as present. Unfortunately, it's hard to tell if a student's paying attention if their camera isn't on. If they turn it on and walk away, it's hard to tell. So they're expected to do that, and I've tried to let them know that as much as I could, and reinforcing that in class. And lastly, even when they are, especially when they're online, they should be alert, looking at the camera. They should be dressed appropriately, not just like in pajamas or whatever they laze around in the house. So they make sure that they're dressed appropriately and in a common space in the house, so that they're not just laying in their own bed or they're in their bedroom where we can see their background of what they have in their room. It should be just not distracting, maybe sitting at the kitchen table or the living room or something like that. That would be best. So those are things that, just to avoid any kind of hiccups in the future, if you could encourage them, that would be great. And lastly is our grade breakdown. So this year it's a little different because we are not doing benchmarks, which normally take up 15% of their grade. So that 15% has kind of been moved around. So homework is worth 15%. Class participation is now worth 20% because they have so many daily assignments and because it's so important that they sign in and do their daily class work. That has significantly increased. Quizzes are worth 15%. Tests and projects are worth 25%. And writing assignments are also worth 25%. So other than that, I'm excited to be in school. I'm excited to be with your students, whether in person or online. Um, Please encourage them to see me for extra help if they have any questions. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm always available via email, or if you'd like to set up a phone call, I'd be happy to do that too. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you and getting to know your students this year.